Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Brazil, where we have absolutely gone through the gauntlet. We managed to brave the Japanese aggression. We managed to build up our culture to the point where we got access to the Minas Gerais, and we have begun the conquest of Dido. Dido's first city has already fallen. I also had to rename this city because it was unpronounceable for me. It was like Guarulhos or something like that. And it's Gorilla Hose. That's just what it is now, okay? Now, if I'm thinking about things that would be useful for me to get in Sugnoma, preemptively working on some important infrastructure like getting extra traders, stuff like that. I can no longer trade with Dido, so I need to start looking for better international trade routes. And I reckon trading with city-states is going to be a big part of my plan, especially because I'm going to be liberating them. So I think I'm going to organize this by city-states and primarily trade with city-states. Lovely. There is Steam Power, which gives us access to the Naval Academy, which is part of the mod that we're using, the military something seaside water thing. I don't remember what it is. Whatever it is, I'll make sure to link it to Morbus. He'll probably write, he forgot to link it to me, but he said it previously or something. It'll appear on screen. And if it doesn't, Morbus, you're fired. But this is basically a naval version of the barracks that you could build in the new district called the Naval Armory. It is the Naval Academy. It gives you 25% experience as well as a load of production and a bunch of other great things. And it also gives us access to railroad. Now, railroad on a naval map is an interesting proposition. Probably not as important as it should be, were it like a big giant land map. But it may be worth my while to pick up one all the same. I think it would behoove me to get these fishing boats online because I've been delaying that a little bit too long. It would be a good idea to place my waterfront, and then we'll get to work on a university. You know what? Let's work on the waterfront. Yeah, I did say I would get the Phoenician arsenal this game, but I'm going to go waterfront first. Because I want to grow that city a little bit more. Ooh, a free builder. Yoink. Thanks very much, Phoenicia. Now, the true power of Brazil is that I forget my admiral should be in range of my units when they fire. No, but the true power of Brazil is being able to absolutely just annihilate cities with our guys. Why can't you move, Caravel? Okay, and bombard over there. I do need to worry. I have a joint where we're heard. That's fine. Pedro has captured Byblos. We must resist their aggression. Oh, it's the cancel movement on naval units bug they never fixed. Ugh. There is some weird bug with naval units that just been in the game forever. I'm going to vote this down heavily. Hopefully it doesn't pass. It would be nice if it didn't pass. Hopefully it doesn't pass. It failed. Thanks to me putting in 7 votes. Jesus, Byzantium wanted to be at war with me really badly. Right. Which one of these guys is closest to a promotion? You already have a promotion. So what we'll do is, you're just about ready to promote. We'll blast the city with you. We'll bring in the man-at-arms. We'll conquer the city. Boosh. City is mine now. I will be keeping it. And I'll slap in Amani into this newly conquered city. She'll be used as loyalty. I'll bring forward my boat. My boat will take the bombardment promotion. And the reason we want to go for the bombardment promotion is primarily we are going to be attacking cities, and +7 combat strength is actually a huge advantage. And my hope is to actually show you that next turn. You can see here, the 97 combat strength unit that does not have the bombardment promotion is doing about 60% of the city's health and damage. This unit is doing roughly 80%. So it's important to think of a +7 combat strength bonus is somewhere between a 30 and 50% increase in damage. It's about 25 to a third increase in damage, roughly speaking. I have the maths on it somewhere. I don't remember off the top of my head. I got my theater square in my capital, but do I actually want a theater square in here? I think I do, because the culture will help me snowball, but I'd actually just like to maybe get some ironclads, but I'd much rather get some caravels. I wish I still had the option to get caravels, because I really don't want to spend coal on an ironclad. Where can I get the cheaper boat card? Am I actually just stupid? Where's the cheaper boat card? Where's the production card for boats? Oh, that's right. Press gangs. But I'm already building industrial era boats. So that's useless, actually. I think once I have mercantilism and I can build lumber mills on rainforest, I may go for either exploration or theocracy. Now, I could go for Merchant Republic here. That's a lot of gold. Theocracy is more militaristically inclined, which kind of fits maybe a little bit neater into my game plan. Monarchy is also quite militaristically inclined, and the extra influence is quite good too. Diplomatic favor is not something I care too much about. I won't get much benefit of the housing of walls. The influence is quite good. The extra military card policy slots are quite good. I could go very militaristic with this kind of a direction. But I think Reformed Church is ever so slightly less militaristic, but actually gives me a decent amount of faith. And then if I use the Grandmaster's Chapel as well on top of that, I will actually be able to purchase myself a small but usable land army with all that extra faith that I'll be raking in. Yeah, I'll just build ironclads. 1 or 2 extra ironclads would really help. And I should eventually conquer like a bit more coal. Like if I have a look, if I search for coal in Dido, there's none. What if I just search for coal? There's some down here in Coupe's land. I might have to declare war on him for that. No, there is a bit here. Weird. Oh, I needed to type in coal Phoenicia. I see. There we go. Yeah. She has 1 copy of coal, which will help pay for a slightly larger navy for me, which is perfect. Now, if we're looking at a city like Daddy Morbus, this city's main goal is to generate gold, right? It exists to sustain my economy. And so that means I'm going to want things like a bank and a chancery. I'll grab the bank because that's 13 gold, and then I'll grab the chancery because that's 3 influence, which will eventually scale my empire better. If we look at a city like MTW, Granary Monument Market is the order of construction for the day. I really want to not be worrying too hard about the efficiency of my crappier empire cities, like these conquered cities. And I'm a little bit more concerned with other things. Now, there is an argument to be made that I should be pillaging all of these cities as I roll through just to do a massive economy, but that would require me a bit of a tech switch over towards horses and to use my horses very actively in these cities. I could just roll through and, knock over all these cities and stuff, which could be a fun thing to do. Maybe go for a pillage economy with a non-Norse type game, like maybe a land-only map where I go for a pillage economy with someone like Scythia, whereas rather than actually declaring war to take cities, I just pillage everything in sight, like a plague of locusts. But it also might be an argument for me getting just a few privateers and sending them around and grabbing some coastal pillages. Now, Japan has declared war on me again. That's a very inopportune time to declare war. He really wants a great work. I'm not going to give that to him. So he's declared war on me. My hope is that my ally's at war with Japan. She's allied with Japan somehow. Okay, that's annoying. Well, the nice news is that we will have very little grievances from fighting back against Japan. I'm quite happy about that. He's made my life a little bit easier. We will take out this city. Unfortunately, her cities are getting a little bit stronger thanks to the addition of slightly stronger units. But we managed to capture a whole bunch of infrastructure. We're on like turn 4 of the war, and it's already over, dude. Lahore is the next stop for this absolute destruction train. Let's grab Victor and pop him into Ugarit. We'll keep this city. We're in a great position. Now, something to keep in mind is it might be worth it to declare war on Coupe here because I do get era score from killing naval units. So Byblos as a city is going to grab itself a monument in order to expand its borders. If I take a look at the city, what it really lacks is production. So likely this city will never be much use for actually producing military. This city will almost certainly exist to increase my gold income and to increase my general economy. I don't even think a builder would be worth building here, although actually there are quite a few forests around that could do with a lumber mill. So I'll go for the builder, I'll grab a monument, and then I'll probably just get to work on either a harbor or a waterfront. And I think, you know what, let's get ourselves a harbor in here. We'll place the harbor, we'll knock down the harbor, and that'll keep the city busy for a very, very long time. So we have revealed the city of Lahore. We'll move forward with our ships into position. All 3 of them are in position this turn, and we can bomb. Can actually move a little bit more and make sure that we're a little bit closer to where we need to be. Triple bombard. Nice thing about having a few extra builders is I can use them to improve my lands, conquering the infrastructure that I intend to use against them. I was kind of tempted to just leave these horses unimproved out of spite because it like, screwed me out of the insane campus that I really wanted. But I think it probably makes sense to actually improve them. So this caravel is almost in range. I think I can bug the game out and grab this with my man-at-arms. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So I managed to like anime teleport my man-at-arms into that city. We'll go ahead and slap a Manny in there for loyalty. Our Minas Gerais will make their way around. Make sure we keep the Admiral with them to keep them moving quick. What sort of win are you going for? Diplomatic. We're not going for a Diplo win. People have been asking for a domination win for a while. I'm going to liberate Lahore. I'm liberating Lahore for 2 reasons. First of all, it will lower my grievances with the world. I will get a bunch of benefits. And by liberating Lahore, I actually get 6 envoys with them, so now I'm suzerain of them, and I'll be able to train Nihang units, and Nihang units are quite strong. I will want to build an armory somewhere, and I do in fact have an armory in Ugarit, which is going to be super helpful for actually making my Nihang stronger. So probably at some point, maybe when I get advanced flight, I'll want to like beeline military science to be able to get really strong Nihangs and use my Nihangs as my support troops. That's kind of where I'm at. Are you going to give Coupe his city back? No. If I at all, I'm going to go for a domination victory this game. I should probably just keep it. Plus, he lost it fair and square to Dido, and now I'm taking it from Dido. So I think that's just the circle of life, right? Lovely. There's mercantilism. We have access to logistics, triangular trade, drill manuals, the Torre de Belim, which could be quite useful for us to build this game because we do plan to have a large sprawling multi-continent empire. The privateer is also an intrigue and an important part of this technology, and most importantly, our camps are improved and lumber mills can be built on rainforest, which basically unlocks an entire new level of technology that was previously inaccessible to me and will massively increase the productivity of a lot of my cities. I may as well pillage for this nice chunk of gold. Always remember, gold now is worth more than gold later, so you have to kind of weigh that choice for some time. Okay, so 1 shot on this city, then a 2nd shot, and then a 3rd shot. We take it with the caravel. Boom. City belongs to me. We will keep the city. This is going to be a harder city to hold in terms of loyalty. However, it's not going to be hard enough. We're in a normal age. I assume Dido. Yeah, Dido's actually in a dark age. So this is like the perfect timing for me to attack her. The cuirassier, the cussier, as we like to call it in the industry, the cussier has come in to ruin my day. Can't quite take Inuk this turn, unfortunately. So I'll just give my caravel a turn to heal up. At Potato Whiskey, can you decide how the AI decides to attack you? They always declare war on me early game. So the variety of things that goes into the AI deciding whether or not they're going to go to war with you. Like, one of the things that decides whether or not an AI is going to go to war with you is whether or not the AI is just looking to have a war. Like, if they're just like, hey, you know what would be good for me right now is if I just started a war with somebody, and then they'll like pick their neighbors and they'll be like, actually, this guy's the weakest. And typically early game, that's going to be the player. Your opinion factors into whether or not they're going to go to war with you. Their disposition as a leader is going to factor into whether or not they're going to go to war with you. Their hidden agendas is going to go into whether or not they're going to declare war on you. The comparative military strength of both of your empires is going to go into whether or not they declare war on you. The positioning of your military strength is going to factor into whether or not they go to war with you. Like, let's say Japan really wants to capture Sugnoma, and I have like this city filled with units. They might change their opinion on whether or not they want to go to war with it. They will also consider the loyalty of the city, like whether or not, like if they're in a golden age and you're in a dark age, they might be like, well, actually the loyalty, if I were to take this city, would be totally fine, so I might go to war with him. So the AI, a huge amount of factors goes into whether or not the AI declares war on you, but typically what goes into the most important thing that you just need to keep track of as a player is whether or not this symbol is green. Okay, if this symbol is green and the AI will not declare a friendship with you, they are going to go to war with you. And if it is less than green, the probability that they will go to war with you is quite high. All right, lovely. We got ourselves the arsenal here. which opens up these military naval buildings. We've got the warehouse, which is +3 production and a housing. It's basically a naval barracks, the dry dock, and the naval academy. I'm going to be building up all 3 of these, I think, to try and build up this as maybe a little bit of a production hub. Is it time to recruit Nihangs? Yes, I think I'll get myself a couple of Nihangs. They're about the same strength as Man-at-Arms, slightly stronger. They will get a little bit more combat strength when I finally get access to the military academy building, which we will do in the not too distant future. But for now, I'm focused on naval conquest. All right, so the battle for Inuk is basically over. Boop, boop. We can one-shot the city, bring in the caravel to finish it. Boom. Captured the city. Perfect. Now the loyalty in here, just a smidge dicey, so we'll pop Victor in. Shouldn't be a problem once we take Tyre and Saburton. Maybe you could have made an argument that I should have pillaged the harbour, but at this point, I don't even know if pillaging is the right move. So let's bring our guy up here. Boom, boom. Now, her capital is a little bit stronger compared to these other cities, but it will still fall relatively quickly to these. And you didn't even get monuments and granaries in your cities. That is absolutely depressing. Get another Nihang. We'll combine these Nihangs together to get a slightly stronger unit. 65 combat strength is pretty reasonable for a early game melee unit. Jesus Christ, what have you done to this city? Granary, monument. If you don't have a granary and monument in your city, like you've messed up, in my opinion. That would be my opinion. What's your favorite use of potatoes? Making chips, fries. French fries. Those things are delicious. Discovering what a monarchy is while researching radio. Just Civ things true. It's the year 1440 AD. We're learning what a monarchy is. And we're about to start building broadcast centers. The samurais coming for Byblos. I mean, they can try. They're welcome to try. Let's step all the way in with all 3 of my ships. These 2 will annihilate the Burton so it can't shoot back. And then we'll start working on Tyre next turn. We'll take a little bit of damage here, but it should be fine. And then the caravel will start coming in next turn. I'll get my Nihang positioned here on the farm, so he'll tank a shot from the city. You know what? I'm going to combine these man-at-arms together. More lumber mills. Beautiful. Let's upgrade this caravel to an ironclad. We are about to get an extra source of coal, so I will do that. So I just have a slightly stronger unit. We're not quite ready to take Tyre. Next turn. Tyre would be the hardest city for us to take. Yeah, I think it would be good to be Suzerain of Candy. The Fire Gamer HD, thank you so much. I don't understand why spies are good. They take a long time to build, long to establish, long to get sources, and after that they only get a few turns worth of gold. Not only good defense in the late game, no reason to get them early. Why are spies good? Spies are really, really good for one very, very simple reason on deity difficulty. It's because they can steal gold. Typically, the player will only have, say, 100 to 200 gold at this stage of the game, whereas a spy can steal 100 to 200 gold a turn because the AI gets an 80% increase in its gold. So if you find an AI city that has a commercial hub, it's likely that the AI is making at least 100 gold in that city. So if you spend 8 turns stealing there, you'll get 100 gold per turn. Very few investments in the game. Like if you think about it, right? How much is a spy? A spy costs 300 production, okay? And it will get you, say, 75 gold per turn, maybe 50 gold per turn, maybe a little bit less depending on if it gets captured and stuff like that. Maybe 40 gold per turn. What other building, unit, occupant, infrastructure, anything in the game will get you 50 gold per turn for 300 production? Nothing. The spy is very, very efficient. It is a very efficient investment in your time. And not only that, it can also provide you with war benefits. I am using a spy in the capital of Dido right now. To do a listening post mission, which is giving me +1 diplomatic visibility against Dido, which is translating into a +3 combat strength against Dido. Yeah, we got I didn't notice this happening, but that's okay. We will bury him. Okay, he's pillaging some of my trade routes, the jerk. Also, that 40 gold more for you is 40 gold less for the AI. True. Very, very true. We now have access to monarchy. I don't think I'm going to switch to monarchy yet. I'm going to hold on to the government that I have, which is pretty much what every monarchy said. We're going to bomb this city, boom, capture it, bomb this city, we'll keep this city, you will get that kill, perfect. You step in there, provide me with just enough loyalty. I'll grab Victor, reassign him to the newly captured city of Tyre. Loyalty is fine, and now we've only got 3 more cities to capture, and then we've completely taken over Dido, and very firmly secured ourselves with the first position. The only person left then would be Indonesia, and my alliance with Indonesia should be running out in the near future, 18 turns. So I could probably run down here and like kill Coupe if I wanted to. We repair the monument and granary in this newly captured city. I will get a coal power plant, actually. I kind of like that idea of buying the coal power plant. It would burn my coal very quickly, but it would provide a very good production area over here. Yeah, actually, this is a really, really efficient coal power plant, so I'm going to get it right now. It's not the highest adjacency, but the important thing is that it's providing power to all these cities that I'm about to conquer, which will mean these cities will get up online, infrastructure-wise and military production-wise, much faster, and they'll be much more usable to me. So I have this spy here. If I'm thinking about who I'm conquering next, it's almost certainly Japan, although his cities are quite strong right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and filter this by commercial hubs in order to try and make a point. Here is Sendai. So if I put this spy into Sendai, in 8 turns, possibly 6, I can steal 320 gold. That is on average a gold income of, what is that? 8 divided by 80 gold. Is it 80 gold? 400 gold would be 40 per turn. This is like 30 gold a turn. Very few things give you 30 gold a turn. This is like, so a spy is at least on par with a trade route. That's how I would consider it. It's an expensive trade route. So when you've maxed out all your trade routes, maybe consider building spies. But mostly I use them, mostly I also use them for utility. For example, doing the listening post for extra visibility is not a bad use of them. Yeah, there's a lot of uses of spies, I feel like, that are underappreciated. Do you think there's an advantage to consolidating to a single platform for streaming? Yes, when that platform offers you life-altering amounts of money. All right, my Minas Gerais are ready. We can absolutely devastate these Japanese units now. We got our warehouse and gorilla hose. I'm going to go ahead and get the dry dock. It takes a very long time for these to pay themselves off. However, the dry dock gives you +1 production for all unimproved coast tiles in this city, and an additional +1 production if that tile is adjacent to the arsenal. So this is quite a bit of production in this city. And it's available relatively early into the game. Like the dry dock is available here at Cartography. So it's no slouch. I think what would be really awesome is like a Waterworld mod for Civ 6 where every district is like, has to be coastal, and that like all like land is just like irradiated desert and people live on the sea and they only use land as a way to like anchor the city. That would be a really, really cool mod. How long until the sea levels begin to rise? The sea levels are not rising very quickly. I'm the only person burning coal, essentially. Although, actually, quite a few people have burnt a little bit of resources. But, yeah, it's very, very slow. Yeah, I can get 500 gold from stealing from the Mare, so I will. J Smoothie, I can see the listening post being good for spies, but it's difficult to gain diplomatic visibility in other ways. But the gold has a chance to fail, so the expected value is less than the gold shown. And if it does fail, then you get diplomatic penalties. Well, the gold mission is the most likely to succeed one. Plus in Civs, gold now is more valuable than gold later. Building spies gets you gold, but after only lots of turns of waiting. It's just an experience thing. What you need to do is like play a game against the Malians and focus on building spies and stealing all their money, and you'll just see why gold stealing is so good. I don't think it's something I'm going to be able to convince you of. It just is inherently good. I don't know how to convince you. The spies just, yeah, sure. Even if your spy gets captured or killed, rebuilding the spy and stealing is still worth it if you could do it relatively early into the game. I don't know how to convince you. You seem like you... I feel like I gave you my best argument, and if it didn't convince you, that's fine. So in Te Hokianga Nua Kupe, we have managed to actually capture a city that is relatively, like... This is a pretty based city for military production, all things considered. In fact, it's so based... Oh, I can't swap tiles right now. But I think the only thing it's missing is a waterfront. I think getting the Naval Academy could be cool. The bank for 17 gold, or I could start to produce more military. I am eventually going to want 3 more Minas Gerais to be able to upgrade these into armadas. Okay, in Strickland Propane, it's time for us to get started on the aerodrome. So I'll pop that in right there, and we'll finish that right after we get that ironclad. I already have 2 more Minas Gerais to combine in the near future. So that's something I need to keep in mind. Can I go ahead and get this kill? Perfect. This guy, of course, has decided to be an absolute massive thorn in my side and run around inside my internals. Oh, Indonesia. Wow, Indonesia, you massive arsehole. You killed the only city I actually cared about because it was the one that had the coal. Why would you raise this city? You massive bellend. My God. I will send this ironclad to explore. This Minister Jerez will protect. Am I going to need military production? Naval Academy Bank. The extra gold is based, so we will get the gold. We're guaranteed a golden age here. I just have to take KTY in a few turns to guarantee that golden age. I've got 3 turns to take KTY, which, you know, annoyingly. All right, let's pop this Nihang here so we can see. Nihang boys, unite. You come forward. You're ready for a promotion, so I'll shoot with you, and then I'll promote with you. I'll shoot with you. I'll promote you next turn. Always want to be hitting with 2. I don't know if I'm going to be able to break this city in time. Maybe with the addition of another Minister Jerez. With these 2 and the ironclad, I might be able to break it. I've got 2 turns to do it. Let's get working. Oh, aluminum, aluminum, aluminum. Baby, we have aluminum. Ergo, we are cleared for liftoff. It is time to begin rushing bombers. Bombers. Breakwater for growth. Want to block that Indonesian settler there? I don't care. I don't care what he does. You can go settle land if you want. Do whatever makes you happy. If she settles there, she'll lose her city. She can't settle there. There's nowhere she can settle. All the land is taken. If she tries to settle there, I will take it from her. Anthony Feher, any console player tips? My console player tips are get a real computer. No. I haven't played on console, so I don't know the idiosyncrasies of console gameplay. So that's going to be a no from me, dog. I do not have tips for console players. Let's go ahead and bomb. Boom. Boom. I may be able to pull this off. Minor defeat. Flanked. I like this. +1 movement. How do you enter directly to the production queue of a city? Basically, you have to go into your options menu and activate the always open production queue. If I turn this off, confirm. Then when I open a city's interface, I have to do this. And I actually don't even remember how to open the queue. Yeah, you have to do this. Oh, it's cringe. Oh, this is cringe. No. Oh, gross. You have to like do this. Like, what happens if I do this? Oh, that's cringe. No. Yeah, turn on always open production queue. Do it. Your 3,000 hours of experience is enough to convince me about spies. Haha. Curious how you would think about devs or mods could increase the utility of naval units. They are pretty considerably weaker than land units, except on specifically water-heavy naval maps. I think that you kind of just have to probably bite the bullet on the fact that naval units are only good at naval things. One thing to consider is perhaps one of the things the game lacks that made Navy so important in the real world is that having a strong Navy should perhaps be associated with trade and global economic power. That would be conceptually how I think they should address that issue. Oh my God, I found this is where that show takes place, right? That lobster fishing show. Jesus, the amount of lobsters up there to the north, dude. This is the deadliest catch. Yeah, this is. Stop! You're interrupting my typing, dude. Okay, we got Reformed Church. We have access to Theocracy. Let's come in here. We switch to Theocracy. Boom. Harbor adjacency works. Professional army works. I am going to plug in. I don't care about conscription. I don't care about industrial zones. Retainers is okay. I think I prefer veterancy so I can build coastal buildings faster. I'm going to plug in Republican Legacy because it is a lot of amenities and a lot of housing. And I'll plug in conscription just for the short term. So boom, boom, boom. We update our government. Now Nihangs are cheaper. I could theoretically buy this coal tile. Yeah, I will. Loyalty in here will last 10 turns. Step down here. Boom. Boom. City is mine now. Boom. That's you dead. That secures me a golden age. That pieces me out with all of the city-states. Theoretically. No. Japan. I have to kill Japan next. But that's all we wrote for Dido. Japan should be a relatively quick and easy war. I should settle this city. God, that's so annoying because the entire point was I was going to loop around, take all these cities, boom, 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 loop, 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 and then use this last city, seg my way through here, segue, and bang, take out Japan, and then knock over Byzantium. Or I guess in theory, I could just like turn around and But I see, I need some time. I need some time fighting other people because my alliance with Carthage isn't up yet for another 13 turns. This is literally the island where Deadliest Catch takes place. Like, that's all this island is. But I feel like we're at a bit of a crossroads here. And so, with the conquest of Dido, I think I'm going to rest on my laurels here and ask you guys, what would you like to see? Would you like to see the conquest continue? Would you like to see a domination game or something of that nature? But that's going to be it for me for this episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!